Hey guys, hi YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. So get your notepad and get your little clipboard and take some notes, girl, because this is very useful information. So I've watched so many TikTok girlies and social media girlies in general that I've just learned a lot from. And I know social media can be frustrating at times, and it can also be overwhelming and things like that. And you think, there's nothing important there, it's just all entertainment. But in general, I've realized over the years, some girlies on here or on TikTok or on Instagram have really taught me some stuff that I'm just like, you know what, this is true. And I've really started practicing some of the stuff, and I've noticed, okay? The first one is look good. Whatever you have to do to get yourself looking good, do it. Now, people are like, oh, physical looks are not important. But when you look good and you put yourself together, it makes you feel so good, and you walk a certain way and your confidence goes up. People just don't even understand it. Like, try not dressing up and just being home and doing whatever, and you notice that the minute you take a shower and moisturize and put your clothes on and get outside, you feel so much better and you carry yourself so much more confident. And I've noticed this, I remember when I had my son, I had my couple years of me just putting on sweatpants and a sweatshirt all the time. And I started looking at myself like, girl, what are you doing? What's happening here? And when I made up my mind to start really paying attention to my looks and all that, I've noticed it. It's very important. And the first impressions are everything. With the way you look is the first thing people see. No matter what we want to say, that it's on the inside. Yes, that's very important. But the first thing people see is your looks. So do whatever you got to do to work on that. Whatever that means for you. If you need plastic surgery and you need to do this, go right ahead and do it. The next one is prioritize yourself. This is something that we really need, everybody needs. Whether you're a mom, your husband, your wife, find a way to prioritize yourself. Do things that make you happy. Do things for you. If that means taking extra classes that you never got to do, take them. If that means, putting the kids somewhere to daycare and you going to do your nails, do it. Because at the end of the day, when you feel amazing and you are really doing stuff for yourself, you are just a better person overall. You're not walking around resenting and getting mad because you didn't get to do stuff that you want to do. For the past couple of years, I've been a stay-at-home mom, and I had to kind of put career and work aside to focus on that. And, thank God I have a husband that was able to take care of us for the past couple of years. But now I feel that I'm ready to be in the workforce, and I can't wait because I'm finally like, you know what? I'm ready to get back into myself, okay? And that brings me to the next one is financial independence. As a woman, you need to have your finances together, whether you're married or not. Because anytime something happens, you should be able to take care of yourself. And I'm talking to myself, because for the past couple of years I've sacrificed being at home with my kid and our kid or our son, and financially I'm not doing the best, and I can be honest with you guys about that. But I am ready to take on that, and so it's very important to me to know that at least if anything ever happens, at least I'm okay with myself and I have my stuff together so I can focus on that. Yes, it may take time and everybody's on a different journey, but financial independence is very crucial, especially when you're a woman, okay? All right, the next one is decenter man. Now, when I talk about this, maybe for you guys it might be weird because I'm married to an amazing husband, but decenter man means that if anything ever happens where I'm single or some way in my life, I will not put the focus on men. I used to be somebody that I went through a really weird stage where I was on dating apps and putting myself out there back in the day and not getting the results that I wanted. And one of the things I realized is that maybe I was putting a little bit too much effort at the time. And when you work on yourself, you can kind of sit back and really let things happen for themselves. And this means, just not being so caught up in, maybe male attention, meaning that if somebody doesn't choose you, you don't break down and now you're just like, oh my gosh, you didn't pick me and all that stuff, because you've done so much work for yourself that it doesn't matter. You have so many amazing hobbies and stuff like that. You're traveling, like you just are enjoying life, that even if a man is not around, no big deal. And that's something that I'm like, you know what? I so agree with the girlies on this. All right, the next one. Don't let comparison steal your joy. When you're on social media, you're going to notice a lot of stuff and things look so perfect. Everybody's like, everything's looking perfect. Please do not compare yourself. You're on a different journey to your destination, like they say. Everybody's going to get there in a different way and not for the same thing, okay? I had my moments where I look at other social media creators and there's some things that I feel like, oh, we have the same thing kind of. Like, why are they doing better than me? But then I have to think of myself. At the end of the day, I still enjoy doing videos. It doesn't matter whether or not I'm not like another creator. And we all have something to offer. We all have something to offer, and you have to remind yourself of that. We all have strengths. God brought us into this world for different reasons, and you just need to focus on that, okay? So that leads me to the other thing where there's enough room for everyone. I'm somebody who loves to share. This is one of the reasons I love doing videos. If you message me, I'll give you the answer on whatever it is. I don't know if you guys have been watching me for a long time, who have messaged me about a question or something. I go as much as I can to try to help. I don't gatekeep stuff. I'm not somebody who's not going to tell you, like, if I got $1 million right now and I figure out a way to do it, I would love to share it. I am somebody who's very open like that, because I believe that when you are giving, it comes back to you even more in so many different ways. And God is literally watching, and he's seeing you have a good heart and be able to help people and share things. Not a big deal for me. So I really believe there's enough room for everyone. No need for jealousy. No need to be out there like, I'm not going to tell them this because I don't want them to grow bigger than me. There's enough room, okay? Especially on social, there's enough room for you, and you have something different to offer, okay? The next one is set boundaries. Hey, this one I'm still struggling with. I'm somebody that cares about people's emotions, people's feelings. I don't like to make people feel bad, because I don't like it when it's done to me. So a lot of my life, I was somebody who barely said no, and I felt it, because there was times that I was stretching myself so thin, left and right, and it's just, you could have been saved by just saying no. This is saying no to family members, saying no sometimes to yourself, saying no to other people who are like, just, hey, you know, even co-workers and all around, even your kids. And sometimes the kids, you're like, oh, I need this, mom, I need this, mama. You just say, hey, do you mind giving me 10 minutes? I have to wash my face. Do you mind giving me an hour? You can stay with your dad so I can go do my, you know what I mean? Like little things like that, and just really standing firm on it. You know, I'm slightly a people pleaser in that I don't like to hurt people's feelings. But in the end, I found myself really stretching myself thin, where, for example, when I used to work Monday through Friday, I'll be working, and then weekends people would ask me to help them with stuff, and I'm over there. I was going to school too, and sometimes people wanted to, oh, did you take the extra notes? Can you send it to me? And I found myself just doing too much. So now I set boundaries. If I say no, I say no. If hubby's like, you know, you want to come to work with me on a certain day, and I'm like, I got to do my hair, I got to do this with the kid, I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry, not today. You can go ahead. You know what I mean? That was hard for me before. But now that I'm exhausted also being a mom, I think being a mom changed that. And I'm like, sorry, you know, I can't do it today. Okay, the last one. Live your best life, because life is short. I've seen people around me that have passed on, people that were thriving, living their best lives, and they're no longer here. And I've just learned that you cannot wait for stuff. You have to do them now. Your to-do list, keep looking at it and figuring out ways to do them now. There's no other, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow might not be there. So I'm at a point where I'm saying yes more often, and I'm just like, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. I'm taking on stuff. Even if it takes me forever, but I'm doing them. You know what I mean? Because sitting back and just saying, I have time, I'll do it tomorrow, it's not guaranteed. So life is short, live your best life. I'm seeing girlies on here that are just living the best life, doing everything and taking a risk. I'm like, go for it. Do it, okay?